Welcome to another edition of NCW. If you guys haven't been with us before, we chat for a few minutes every Wednesday about Zenescope's newest releases. If you don't know who I am your NCW host, Amber, and there's pizza and umbrella, and I don't really know what this means. Chicago, Casey's in the background living. That's right, because this weekend our team will be at Chicago, and we'll get to that at C2E2 in just a little bit. However, we're here to talk about today's Zenescope's news releases. We have two releases today. Where you can find our newest releases, you can go to Comixology, you can go to your local brick and mortar shop, or you can always go to Zenescope.com, press new releases, and you will be able to see everything that's been released this week and then previous weeks before. So you make sure that you never miss our latest releases and the interviews that we have with our artists and our writers and our staff members. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can catch up on Coffee with Casey and Noah every Monday, sometimes Tuesdays. You can catch up on our VCons. You can check out Movie Club, or you can just hang out with me every Wednesday at 3 p.m. to do NCW. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And, while you're at it, make sure that you follow us on social media so you can get updates about our latest releases, updates about our exclusives, our collectibles, whether we have discounts, etc. And make sure, as always, that you either you comment, you react, whatever you can, so other people can find out about Zenescope's newest releases on social media. So good afternoon, everybody. This will be a relatively short NCW, again, because I don't have any guests on today, because you've been overwhelmed with back-to-back streams, and I don't want to do that to you. So we'll kind of hop right in, but we have two releases today. The first release we'll talk about is Grimm Fairy Tales number 62. Yes, if you guys aren't reading our Grimm Fairy Tales stories, that is an ongoing story at Zenescope. It's our flagship series, and there's actually a bunch of double-sized graphic novels, so you can catch up to a lot of the characters on our web store right now. We got Legacy, we got Age of Camelot. Our latest double size is Odyssey. Those will collect about 12 or 13 issues depending on the story. So every Grimm Fairy Tales is $3.99, and every Grimm Fairy Tales comes with 4 beautiful covers. And all of our Grimm Fairy Tales since the latest arc have been written by our own publisher, Dave Franchini, who's been keeping the story alive for years. So Casey, when you get a chance, please pop up all of those covers, and then in the comments, let me know which is your favorite. So when I was reading Grimm Fairy Tales number 62 this morning, and I saw cover A, I had to do a double take because I was looking and then was looking back, and I said, is this volume 162? Just because it's such a retro cover. It's very, very cool. And then when I saw the context on the top, or 22 pages of content, I was like, oh no, this is this week's release. So you'll get an insight of what is happening into this storyline. But as we've been following the story arc, we were jumping from different realms, and we have a lot of characters, a lot of core characters who are involved currently in this Grimm Fairy Tale universe. So tell me which cover that you guys like the best, as always. In the meantime, I will read the synopsis. Sky Mathers is finally reunited with her family, but their work is just beginning and time is running out to stop the war that the Dark Princess is launching on all the realms of power. But is it already too late? And speaking of the Dark Princess, she's actually going to be our featured character on our podcast, Everything Zen, this month, which should be dropping very shortly. So you'll get a lot of insight into the Dark Princess's character. We've talked about her a couple of times, but this storyline, I don't want to give away too much. There are so many characters. I by page 5, I was like, oh my God, we have this group coming in. We have this group coming in. So, oh my God, Casey, that's funny. So you keep getting a sense of everything's really coming together from the story arc of, Sky jumping from realm to realm to realm to realm, which has been a lot in this storyline. So our first release is Grimm Fairy Tales number 62. If you have not read Zenescope before, or you've never really joined us before, Grimm Fairy Tales, like I mentioned, is our flagship series. It also is an ongoing. So our publisher, Dave Franchini, writes, and like I said, it is our cheapest issue. It is $3.99 every month. We release a new one, unless we are a little behind or publishing changes a little bit. And a lot of the core parts that happen in Grimm Fairy Tales then leak out to other characters. So Many of the other characters then get their own story arcs if they don't already. And one of the story arcs, actually, that might have some crossover is our second release today, which is our Grimm Spotlight release, Iron Maiden. And maybe Iron Maiden, or the guest appearance that she has, the Black Knight, in this issue, makes an appearance in the Grimm Fairy Tales number 62 that also came out today. So this has 3 wonderful covers. Casey popped those up when you get a second. It'll be $5.99 in our web store. And as always, tell me which ones you like the best. But here are your 3 covers. A good look at the Iron Maiden, which is a sick costume. And I was really into this story. Loved the story. Thought Chaz did an excellent job with this story. I'll read the synopsis for you guys, but this was another, as you can tell, like I'm a sucker for an emotional storyline. And this was once again like an intro and gave us a lot of backstory. And the backstory was very dark in the beginning of this story. And you definitely sympathize a lot with the character. But yes, Keith Garvey killed that cover C. When criminal defense attorney Peyton Parks must defend an obviously guilty client, it unknowingly puts her on the radar of vengeance-seeking Iron Maiden. Forced to defend the life of this known criminal, the Black Knight intervenes to stop at all costs the vigilante justice that Iron Maiden seeks to mete out. But can she stop the unstoppable? Don't miss this high-octane adventure that brings a new anti-hero to the Grimm universe. Yeah, it's pretty interesting because immediately you get the backstory of Iron Maiden in the first couple of pages of the storyline. And then it shifts to where we are with Peyton Parks. And she is clearly not a fan of the client that is there. But she also, you know, has a priority to justice. And that's the oath that she takes of being a defense attorney. So it's interesting. And what I will say about this entire story that came out, the Grimm Spotlight, is this isn't the end. I feel that there is no conclusion at the end of the story, and they kind of hint to that. But usually, sometimes they'll be like, at the end of Zenoscope, they'll be like, the end, or is it? But in this one, it didn't end that way. I can tell that it was a cliffhanger. I can tell we're going to get a little bit more of Iron Maiden and Black Knight. And this was just a really good storyline. I was very into it. I love introductions to characters, and I love when they're done so fantastic. And I love when you have an opportunity to empathize with that character. And I think that Chaz did that really well. I know the story came together from Joe, Dave, David, and Ralph. So I'm kind of interesting, and maybe I'll ask them a little bit on a future NCW, how they really flesh out origin stories. Is it that they have an origin story for a character first? And then they name the character, or they say, we're going to have this character and here's the origin story that we're cooking up for the character. So today's second release, Grimm Spotlight Iron Maiden, is definitely worth checking out. And what I'll also say about that is our spotlights come out, you know, sometimes once a quarter, sometimes every other month. It's depending on what kind of character they're spotlighting. They're not always introduction stories. This is kind of Iron Maiden's introduction story. However, we just had Grimm Spotlight Zodiac versus Death Force. Like, those are 2 characters coming together that we don't usually talk about, that don't get annuals and they don't get bi-monthly storylines. They're just, where are we at with this character? Maybe it's picking up from another character storyline. Maybe they're going to be dropped in with Robin Hood or Mystere or Belle, etc. So if you want a good starting point for a character, sorry, I just painted my nails. If you want a good starting point for a character, check out this issue, Grimm Spotlight, Iron Maiden. You'll really, really enjoy it. I was seeing something in the comments, which was about Grimm Fairy Tales. And yes, I know that Casey was recommending Legacy. That is fantastic. We don't, I believe, have hardcovers of them yet, but like, we didn't have hardcovers of our Tales of Terror at some point. So it would be really cool if that's something we have in the future. As you guys know, who are hardcore Zenoscope fans, we had hardcovers for Tales of Terror as a Kickstarter because our fans asked for them. And I know hardcovers are a priority to a lot of fans that we have. So it would be really awesome to have some hardcovers of Grimm Fairy Tales in the future. We do have some like one-off hardcovers. Like, I've seen the hardcover of Dorothy's character. They're just a little bit harder to find. So again, we had 2 releases. Like I promised, it's going to be a pretty quick NCW because I've had a lot of really, really long ones. And I know you guys have had a lot of streams lately. But today we had 2 releases. Our first release was Grimm Fairy Tales Volume 62, an ongoing story with Sky, $3.99 in our web store. And there were 4 beautiful covers that highlight a mass of characters that are in this storyline. You are not just following the main character, you are following at least 10 that I can name off the top of my head in the storyline. So if you want a good story arc that involves a lot of characters, even a character that maybe is in the Grimm Spotlight, you're going to want to check that out. And that brings me to my next part, which is Grimm Spotlight Iron Maiden. That was our second release today, $5.99 in our web store. Like I said, you can always go to Zenescope.com to get any of our latest issues, any of the covers, or you can always subscribe at your local comic shop, or if you like to read them on the go, check them out at Comixology. So again, 2 releases, and that was it. Let's move forward. Next week, our next release, which I'm really excited about, and a lot of people are really excited about, is our Sleeping Beauty storyline. We have been waiting for Sleeping Beauty to be introduced as a character. I don't know if I'll have Dave on, but I'll definitely have Dave on in the future. He, I know, was a very driving force in the Sleeping Beauty character, and I'm excited to see where she'll lie in this storyline because he did such an excellent job introducing Belle. Belle is a very beloved character who's already in her 30s number-wise issues, so kind of excited to see how it'll go for Sleeping Beauty. So we have our latest NCW collectible cover to unveil, but before we unveil it, we have to unveil this week's winner, somebody who bought one of the packs, and that is Brandon. Congratulations, Brandon, on winning our NCW collectible cover. Confetti everywhere. Woohoo. Thanks for participating in our VCon and supporting us throughout all the years and being a diehard Patriots fan. And being a Tom Brady fan. I know that you guys all love that, you know, Tom Brady for life. That's what it is. Yes, Rory, you have to go. You have to get Grimm Spotlight. You'll really enjoy Grimm Spotlight. I really, really liked it. So now to unveil our latest cover, let's see it. Ms. Casey was just showing me about a half hour ago, and I was like, wow, look at this cover. Ta-da! What a good cover of a cosplay of Death Force. This is just, I love a good like blood on the cover. That, you know, it's not all gonna be everyone's shout out, but I like the blood on the skull. It's just such a good cover. You guys are gonna love this cover. So this is gonna be this month's NCW collectible cover. Make sure that you check out the email that Mark Sells will send out every day, and he'll send out one on Wednesdays reminding about this cover, but you can head to our web store right now to pick it up. We always do like a foil on the NCW collectible covers, and then we do our showcase versions, and every week I give away one of the showcase versions of the cover. You can only win one time a year, and this week's stipulation is that you just have to be the first person to stop by our booth at C2E2, and the cover is yours. So make sure that you mention like, hey, I want the NCW cover, because then we can give it to you right then and there. So we will see you guys. Robert, that's funny. We will see you guys at C2E2. So yes, that is our next upcoming show this weekend. Our team will be at C2E2. Make sure that you come by booth 821. We'll be right off the main aisle. Come buy collectibles from us. Come support us in any way. If you're a VIP, you'll get a VIP bag, a VIP shout out. So come and hang out, and you know, we love our VIPs. Introduce some new fans. You know, bring your friends. Get them to get our 2 for $25 graphic novel deal where they can start with one of our characters. So again, this weekend we'll be at C2E2, and then in 2 more weeks we'll be at Emerald City. We'll be in Seattle. So make sure that you come see us there. I think we're booth 218, which is like funny, 821 and 218. Like, I think I kept getting those numbers confused. I can see Casey doing in the background. I was like, how are these numbers like the same? And they're not. But both of those will be pretty close to the front of the show. So come say hi to the staff and the team. We'll be really excited to meet you guys there. On top of that, our movie club cover is out right now, and our next movie club will be taking place at the end of the month. And damn, what a good Aliens movie club. I love Aliens. Aliens, one of my favorite movies. So make sure that you go pick up the latest Sun Kumanaki. Our latest Ketchum cover is also out. Yep, Pirates of the Caribbean is our next movie that will be taking place August 24th. Speaking of August 24th, that also aligns again with one of our VCons. Our next VCon is going to be our back to school. There you go. It will be a 2-day event to get our latest collectible covers, and it'll be a lot of fun. If you don't hang out with us on VCons, you should. It gives you the first opportunity to buy a lot of our collectibles, and if they sell out on the VCon, they will most likely not make it to the web store. So I guess if they sell out, they won't be there. But it's the first opportunity to buy, and we sell to all of our VIPs. So make sure you become a VIP as soon as you can. So as you know, at the start of every month, we unveil all of our latest subscriptions. So our new Ketchum covers out, our new board game covers out, our showcase versions of covers out. So yeah, Casey will pop all of those out for you. But make sure that you subscribe to all these subscriptions so you never miss out. And every time you subscribe to a comic subscription that we have, whether it's a cover, whether it's an ongoing series, etc., you'll get a Zen Buck, and those Zen Bucks will go through special promotions that you can buy collectible covers only using those special Zen Buck dollars. So we haven't talked about that in a while, but if you're not a VIP, make sure you become a VIP, because then you can also subscribe to, yes, Zenescope Black, which will get you free shipping at the cost of just $199. So whenever you get that chance, make sure that you subscribe to that program, Zenescope Black. You become a VIP. And the last part of becoming a VIP is that we are having a VIP event. It will be upcoming in September, and tickets are on sale right now. You're going to want to hang out with all of our incredible creators at the event. It will be a very, very fun weekend. If you guys are VIPs and you're in the Facebook group, then you must have seen Casey post some verbatims from fans before. And there's one real fan out there. There's one real fan, I don't know who it is, who said that it will make Jay become a Cowboys fan, and that is our priority. And whoever that is, I was going to comment and say, I will marry you. But if that person's married, I don't want to offend them or etc. Just know that in my heart, you hold a very, very special place. So come to the VIP event. If you're coming to the VIP event, comment in the comments below and let us know, because you're going to be hanging out with a lot of very cool creators who will be able to sign a lot of the things that you have to bring. So, that price, the ticket price that you get, comes with collectible covers. It comes with a dinner. It comes with, time with the artists, time with the creators. They sign stuff. You'll have opportunities at First Take to buy a lot of old collectible covers. We do an auction for very rare collectible merchandise. We do a lot of giveaways of, random merch that we have. According to Casey, it also comes with love. So make sure that you come to our VIP event at the end of September and come hang out with all of our creators, artists. You'll never get one-on-one face value like you do there. And yes, like Kyle mentioned, there was a CGC witness on site, which will still be the situation at this event. So, be prepared. Be prepared for this event. That's all I got to say. Bring the books that you got to bring the fun that you're going to have, because it's going to be awesome. So excited to see all of you guys, as always. Okay, so I gave you pretty much the rundown. Oh, one last thing, the retailer live stream. So the retailer live stream is taking place tomorrow, and we're doing it live at Graham Crackers. The folks at Graham Crackers are like effing awesome. Like, that's all I can say about them. They're fantastic. Some of them are really, really just great people. At San Diego, one of the guys that works there was like dropping off donuts to me in the mornings. It was just like the nicest thing. They're such good people. So if you're in Chicago, go to Graham Crackers. Go to Graham Crackers at 4 p.m. CT time, I believe. So it'll be 5 p.m. Eastern will be the live stream tomorrow. So tune in. As always, for a retailer live stream, 50% of all profits go to the actual partner. So Graham Crackers will be walking away with a nice check. So buy, help support them, because we need our comic shops. They are the lifeblood of the industry, as you guys know. Well, this was particularly tried to be a little bit shorter edition of NCW, but I did my best. As I said, if you're going to be in Chicago this weekend, either go to Graham Crackers tomorrow, go to C2E2 the weekend, or, come to both. We'll be around all weekend to come hang out with you, our favorite fans in the entire world. As always, thanks for tuning in every Wednesday at Zenescope, where you come for the covers, but you stay for the stories. I will talk to you guys next Wednesday at 3 p.m.